Father, is it over?
At long last. No king rules forever, my son.
I see. Only darkness before me.
Whew. I've been saying since this news broke that big heads needed to roll, not just some low-level employee. Ultimately, even though the captain of the ship may not have participated in anything directly, they are the ones who must take the fall here. I must be honest, I don't like J. Allen Brack. Why? Because of his duplicitous stance on political messaging and his anti-Hong Kong shillery for China. But outside of that, if it weren't for that one thing, I didn't work for the guy. I'm sure I'll get a bunch of emails from Blizzard employees letting me know how they feel about this, and I really appreciate that because it helps add context to me. But yes, make no mistake about it, Blizzard's president has been fired. He stepped down, but he was fired. You step down because that is a privilege of multimillionaire C-level employees. He probably has a huge golden parachute, meaning he stepped down. Instead of getting fired, if he stepped down, they let him keep his shares or his whatever. So he's still going to be a millionaire. But he's out. And there's a lot to talk about what this means for the future of Blizzard, because this guy was a leader there for many, many, many years. Here's how the media is reacting. Blizzard president departs as game maker faces the labor lawsuit. Blizzard president J. Allen Brack is leaving the company amid cultural reckoning at parent Activision Blizzard Inc. over a California suit alleging all sorts of bad behavior. Now, I see a lot of people trying to put this on Bobby Kotick, and believe me, I don't like Bobby Kotick either. But from what I can tell, what I've gleaned from this suit, a lot of this, almost the majority of this, happened at Blizzard long before the Activision acquisition, and even during the Activision ownership period happened like in the Blizzard silo. So I don't necessarily, if you want to say Bobby Kotick has to go for a wide variety of other reasons, you probably have my sword. But for the stuff going on at Blizzard, I don't think he probably has to, unless that's the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. Brack's departure was disclosed in an email to staff, which I'll share with you Tuesday, which was reviewed by Bloomberg. Brack will be replaced by Jen O'Neill and Mike Ibarra, the new co-leaders of Blizzard. The shares were down more than 4% in the first hour of trading on Tuesday. I'll tell you, I'm covering the stock fallout and the new leadership in a second video today. By the way, also streaming live over at twitch.tv/thequartering. I'll leave it in the pinned comment below. We can continue this discussion. I'll be live there probably starting at 2:30 to 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, about 2 to 3 hours after you see this video. Blizzard, maker of World of Warcraft and Diablo games, was the main subject of terrible claims that took place at the company. Now, before Brack was named president in 2018, meaning Brack had 3 years essentially to clean this up and chose to ignore it, or nobody briefed him on it, or he didn't know, although I'm told he did know. This is just the head that had to roll. It's really sad, but I'm not feeling bad for J. Allen Brack, multimillionaire, who said that you can't support Hong Kong on Hearthstone streams, but you can wear your pride pin and you can do all sorts of other stuff as long as it's mainstream. But if it affects their money, you're not allowed to stand up for what you believe in. So I'm fine with him going. Blizzard, maker of Warcraft and Diablo games, was the main subject of very, very bad claims. Of course, Brack came under intense scrutiny after the complaint was filed over his leadership style. A video of Brack at the company event in 2010 resurfaced on social media, showing him on a panel of colleagues laughing off a question from a woman about good-looking female characters in World of Warcraft game. O'Neill ran an Activision studio called Vicarious Visions before joining Blizzard as an executive in January. Ibarra worked at Microsoft for nearly 20 years. In a statement, Brack said of his successors, they can be trusted to lead with the highest level of integrity and commitment to the components and the culture that make Blizzard so special. Here's the actual email. To all the members of the Blizzard community, we want to let you know about an important leadership change at Blizzard Entertainment. Starting today, J. Allen Brack will be stepping down as leader of the studio, and Jen O'Neill and Mike Ibarra will co-lead Blizzard moving forward. Co-leaders is always awesome. I'm sure it won't totally lead to a disaster, but that's for a different video. Co-leaders is the dumbest thing. You can't have that. You just can't. Anyway. If it was better, every Major League Baseball team would have 2 general managers or 2 managers, or NBAs would have 2 head coaches. Anyway, this is another disaster waiting to happen. Anyway, Jen joined Blizzard in January, so she's been with the company for a whole 8 months, and they're promoting a strong, independent woman to as executive vice president. She's got her work history, though. Her resume is legit, where she's been providing senior development, leadership, and support to the Diablo and Overwatch franchises. Jen is a former head of Vicarious Visions, which is now part of Blizzard Entertainment. After many years at Xbox, Mike joined the company in 2019 as the executive vice president and general manager of platform and technology, where he's been overseeing the evolution of Battle.net and our development services organization. Jen and Mike have more than 3 decades of gaming industry between them. Moving forward, they will share responsibilities over game development and company operations. Both leaders are deeply committed to all employees and the work ahead. Blah, 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 blah. Promoting a woman, hopefully that will help take some heat off. Let's be very clear. That's exactly right. That's exactly what they're doing. Now, Blizzard President J. Allen Brack is leaving the company to, quote, pursue new opportunities. What are those opportunities exactly? Because he's going to have a stain on him for a very long time. Just some of the community reaction. Here's Wowhead. Is stepping down or told to be stepped down? That's the real question. Of course he was told to step down. For sure he was told it would look best if he had stepped down with his responses on not firing one of the worst guys. He protected one of the worst guys, Afrasiabi. I don't care. He sounds like a creep. I don't care about pronouncing his name wrong. There's more. There's more, I think. More heads that will roll. So 2 people with a combined 2.5 years of experience working at Blizzard will be co-leading World of Warcraft. Good freaking luck. Yeah, I've got a separate video about how this is going to turn out to be a disaster. They just hired an off the street with no prior experience. They definitely didn't have any valid industry experience before Blizzard. IMO, they should put whatever in charge of good critical thinking skills. Still not enough. Let's see the rest of the men who participated removed from their jobs. Some donations to women's charities, some PSA in-game, and harsher penalties for in-game. It'll never be enough. I'm going to be honest. I think most of them have committed and have been called out for, have already been fired from Blizzard, except maybe some of the higher ranking ones. That's true. Most of the people that were like on the record. So Kotaku's audience, of course, saying good riddance. Definitely looks guilty. I mean, just look at him. Can't wait to see the next one about you. This is going out to Fran Townsend, who sent out that tone-deaf, original email. Good riddance. That's what I say. This is not even a start. A toxic workplace needs to be dismantled. Everyone who knew about this but did nothing needs to go. That's likely all of management at all levels. This is, of course, an idiotic take. You can't just wipe out the entire top of a company. It doesn't work that way. And on top of that, I'm sure there are many of them that didn't know or weren't in any kind of real position to do so. But now the mob is bloodthirsty. Most people are celebrating it. How much does he get as a stepping down bonus? Of course, Townsend, I'm sure. Next up, Bobby Kotick. They want more. Here's another, if we look at the actual here, here's the email. The president, chief marketing officer said, trying to give some, how do I say, some credence, some respect. Now, look, these 2 are probably fine. 18-year company veteran and a former head of Vicarious Vision Studios. I don't know how big that studio was, but Jen's obviously been around. Mike Ibarra's been around at some of the highest levels in the community, working at Microsoft and then working on Battle.net. By the way, I'm pretty sure I saw his name mentioned in some emails. I have to go back through my inbox. But people still want more. That's ultimately where it's at. If I look at the Blizzard stock right now, it's down another 5% today, although it's kind of working its way back up. People are buying in. Oh, never mind. It's going back down. I mean, this is a big deal. This is another billions erased kind of day. And again, with the impending lawsuits about whether or not the board of directors knew about this, from some lawyers that I spoke to, this is a big deal. I don't think Jalen Brack is going to really say anything for a while. You see a separate announcement on Activision's investor relations page says that Brack is leaving to, quote, pursue new opportunities. He had been the president since 2018 and been at the company since 2006, having previously worked at companies like Origin and SOE on Star Wars Galaxies. Brack was one of only 2 people specifically named in California's suit, which accused the now former head of Blizzard of failing to deal with internal reports of bad behavior, including claims former World of Warcraft creative director would try to put his arms around, females at events. Following staff emails by Activision Blizzard executives downplaying the claims, current and former employees at the company signed an open letter. I don't think you see this. We're still at 0 people held accountable. Bobby Kotick was fired. I don't know. But nobody's happy with this. Everyone wants more. Everyone wants more heads to roll. And I think we're going to see a few. Although usually with these type of terminations, in my experience in corporate culture, you cut once and you cut deep. So you would have cleaned house all at once. So if there's any more coming, it actually seems unlikely to me. But we'll have to wait and see. If you haven't yet, please do click that red subscribe button down below the video. I hope I've earned your subscription by covering all of this craziness with Blizzard. I'm sure there'll be many updates to come. Plus, obviously, I cover a wide variety of other topics that I'm sure you'll be interested in. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.